Cockpit review. Guys, I have something exciting to share with you guys. Today's video is brought to you by me and the Down to Earth store. So head over to store.d2a.com, check out the cool products. Not only are there new designs, but also new products like caps, beanies, jackets, which is something you guys have been asking for. You'll find the link in the video description. But for now, let's get back to the video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Cockpit review with Down to Earth Astronomy. You guys really liked the last video, so I'm doing one again. And once again, I have been absolutely spoiled for choices. Not only did I save all the ones I didn't make it into the first round, but in between these two videos, I received a lot of additional submissions from you guys, having a really hard time selecting some out, but I've selected out a couple of cockpits that we're going to look at today. And we're going to dive right into the first one here. This one comes to us courtesy of Commander Rampage Rapid. Love that name. But let's see. I picked this out because I try and get to take both some that are both like in the super I've gone over the top things, and also the very simplistic one. This is kind of a, I feel like maybe a little bit over in the middle of the road. It's a really nice setup. I like the accent lighting. Really clean setup also. we noticed, I think this is a Thrustmaster. Yeah, that's a Thrustmaster. We can see that here. Is that the TM? Yeah, TM1600M version, because he also has some pedals down there. Very nice. We can see a controller. I think we actually may get a little bit closer later to the main desk here. Running GameGlass out here on the side. Very nice to see. Alright, here it is. Okay, speakers, Logitech gaming speakers. I actually have a pair of these myself. These are pretty neat. If we zoom in on them here, this area here, there are lights in here. He has them turned off, it seems, but you can put lights in there. You can actually put up like zones on your screen where it will, the light there will replicate what is in that area on the screen. Which is pretty cool. So you can have, like, if you're in a system with a blue star, they will light up blue if you take like a big area of the screen. It's pretty neat, and it can add a little bit extra immersion if you want to. But there's no lack of backlighting here, so I can see why he turned it off. Nice little detail with the decal underneath the monitor there. I can see we're in Germany. By looking at the keyboard, we can see we have the Z up here and the Y down here, so the Z and Y is swapped compared to what it is in the rest of the world. So we're definitely in Germany. Logitech mouse. Oh, hold on. There's like a Danish flag back here. Is he from Denmark? No, in fact, just checked his email. He is in fact from Germany. Just funny he has a little Danish flag. I don't know if that's set up because of when he took the pictures as a little a little Easter egg here. I like that stand for the controller. I would assume it looks like there's a LED on it here on the bottom, so it looks like this one will charge it. Quick shot of the pedals there. He also sent it a quick shot here of his setup. Plenty of cooling. Nice Noctua cooler there. And 80 plus on his 80 plus gold, it seems. Looks like gold from the sticker. On his power supply, that looks like a pretty decent setup as well. Now I wanted to include the setup because this is a pretty good setup. And if you look at the amount of equipment here that is Elite specific, it's actually not that much. He has the HOTAS, of course, and the arm for the tablet, most likely something that would be specific for Elite to run something like GameGlass. I don't feel that's a setup that you would see that often outside Elite, maybe Star Citizen setups, or some of the other sims, obviously, but stuff like that. Other than that, most of this stuff is like stuff you would have anyway in what I would consider a high-end gaming setup. Oh, little cool detail here. Not only, of course, Logitech stickers, but he's also been shopping at EMP, I can see. I know that logo. Now, next one here, we have a very, very simple one. This comes from us from Commander Andy, and he describes this as his cockpit away from home, or his away from home cockpit. He said this in a couple of weeks ago, and he says that he's starting some medical treatments, and this is his cockpit that he has with him wherever he is at the moment. If you're going away, you need to have your cockpit away from home. And I think this is this is the Xbox branded HOTAS. I don't know the exact name of this, but it's I've never actually used this, never seen this being used, so I don't know how it feels, but it's a joystick, and this definitely works. I don't know if he has some kind of stand to put this on. No, that's part of the keyboard here for putting a phone, I think, but it looks like either he's propping it up on something or he has a stand for it. Wireless mouse, we can see the dongle right there on the side. And a laptop and a keyboard And that's it. And you have something to keep yourself entertained for hours. Looks like he's out exploring. Maybe, perhaps. No, there's a station there, so he's somewhere in the bubble. Now, he's in another fortunate situation with some medical health stuff. I wish you all the best, and I hope you will have a speedy recovery. Something like this would work if you're going away, let's say a business trip. Maybe the joystick is a little bit too much to take with you on a business trip, but the idea of thinking like, what do you need to actually keep yourself entertained? I've been traveling with work a few times, and those of you who've done that will know that hotel rooms can get quite boring. So having a decent laptop and Elite with you, definitely a good way to kill time in a pretty boring hotel room. Pretty cool little setup. Nice to see that you've been able to make it work on with very limited equipment. Okay, now this one, if in doubt, is one of those where you think, yeah, this is one of the over-the-top setups. We're gonna go over this. This is of course not just an Elite setup, but also a racing rig. This is from Commander Perk Dawson. I hope I pronounced that right. And this is a sim racing rig. Also an Elite rig. There's a couple of pictures here, but let's quickly go through and break down the equipment. Pretty nice ultra-wide curved monitor. Extra monitor over here, of course, for watching all your favorite down-to-earth astronomy videos. And I'm actually not sure what video that is. I can't actually distinguish that from the picture. Obviously, we have the steering wheel here up front. We have pedals as you would have in a car with clutch, brake, and accelerator. And I like that. Emergency stop. Oh, right. Because this chair, look at that. This chair here, you can see these pistons here. This is gimbaled or whatever. Not gimbaled, I don't know what it's called. It's like it moves. It can move, right? It says here that the rig has 6 degrees of freedom. 6 degrees. So that would be roll, pitch, yaw, and then also translational movement. I don't know. I guess it can do translation movement, like bumps up and down, I guess, and shakes in the other direction. Yeah, so I guess 6 degrees of freedom makes sense. This down here looks like his gear shift, or maybe this is. I don't know. I'm not too much into the sim racing stuff. This looks like a gear shift, but also this looks like a gear shift. So I don't know what is what. A ball thingy mouse. Looks like that's a Warthog joystick sitting here that would probably mount on this little socket here at the bottom on the base of the seat. And yeah, that probably is a Warthog because we have the throttle from the Warthog mounted here. The mounted position here is funny. If you look at it, it's like really low down to the side. I guess it makes sense that you have it there, but often when you see it, I would have it a lot higher because I'm maybe just me being used to having it on the table. But I can kind of imagine it if you imagine where it is, that it wouldn't be too awkward actually to have it down there. And then of course with a center mounted joystick. Yeah, right, here it is in flight mode when he's playing Elite and not playing racing games. You can see now the joystick mounted here at the center. So it comes up pretty high. Of course he then has the wheel off, so that doesn't interfere with his playing. Now we can see there's some extra buttons built into the frame here. And then, of course, you have the joystick down there. He does say that the seat doesn't work with Elite, I think. The movement in the seat doesn't work. I know there's a software solution that allows you to take input from a joystick and translate that into the seat movements. So I know there exists something. I talked to some guy on Gamescom that were building these kind of rigs, and I was talking to him specifically about a game like Elite. And they said, if the game don't give you telemetry, what you can do is there does exist a software solution. I can't for life me remember the name of it, but there does exist a software solution that allows you to take the input from your joystick or your throttle and translate that into movement. So if you roll to one side, the seat will move with you. It's, of course, not as realistic as if you had actual telemetry from the game, but it will it would be an upgrade. And since you have all the hardware already, I would suggest you look into it. This looks like a Stream Deck over here for additional button inputs and a keyboard so that, of course, you can type as well if you need to type system names. That's a cool setup. And what do we have back here? There's an additional wheel here that looks like a different one. And then we have the main rig hidden back here behind the seat. Very nice setup. I like that. I would love to try something like this at some point. That's really cool. Okay, next one here is from Commander AK UK. And this is one of the console setups. I really wanted to get some console setups, and I don't think I have any in the last video. So I really wanted to get at least one into this video. He does mention the one of the cockpits I did in the last video where he had, remember the guy that had like the really narrow space to play in, and he had this folding chair where he had HOTAS mounted on the chair. He could fold that away. He said he really loved that, and he was now looking for something specific or something like that as well. Because as you can see here, he says here that he's a father of 2, and he's playing on the PS4, as we can see here. Yeah, right, here it is. And it's also their main like entertainment console, so his cockpit is in the living room. So apparently their couch seems to be quite far away, so he has this camping chair, lawn chair, I don't know what you call it, stand over here, where you can put your laptop. There's actually also a little pad here for a mouse if you want to. And then you can run your Inara or EDDB or YouTube or whatever you need to have your third-party tools. And again, this looks like this can collapse. Looks like this is foldable here, like a hinge down here. And of course the same with the chair here. It is also foldable. There's a little cup holder for your phone. And then a Razer headset that goes into the PS4 controller, which he has right here. We get a wide angle here. We can see there's a large living room. So the couch is probably like off camera here, quite far away, so I can definitely understand why you want to get a little closer to get all the fine details. As I've already said a lot of times, I like these, when people come up with like non-standard solutions for this. Like, yeah, we want to get closer, you get a lawn chair, make it work with what you have. I love that. I love to see that. I love to see the passion people have for their games, that they like go out of their way to find a way so they can have their extra little laptop there, and I mean, you're going to have a good time with this, I'm pretty sure. And it's nice to see some console setups on the cockpit reviews as well. If you thought we've seen anything over the top yet, I think this one takes the prize for being the most over the top cockpit I have seen to date. This is, oh god, where's the email here? Here it is. This is from Commander Lucas Horton. I hope I get that right. This is insane. This is outright insane. Look at this. He actually built, like, not just he built a whole, like, the front of a cockpit with buttons, custom labeled, backlit. Like, just what? Obviously, he's running a X56, Logitech X56. Have that joystick myself. That's an okay joystick. I'm wondering if that laptop there, it looks like maybe that's the one actually running all of this. I'm surprised that when you build something like this, I don't know if it is, but that if that's the one actually running all this, I think we're gonna see some pictures about this actually being built, because this is an absolutely insane setup. Yeah, first we get a overview of this little extra panel here next to the X56, which already has a insane amount of button switches and dials. And look at that, he even screwed that down, so that is like nice and tight, that's not going anywhere. There's a little on and off switch here. I wonder if that actually turns on. Maybe there is actually a rig built in somewhere that we can't see. Oh, right, okay, so he has some pictures here of the building process. And he also has them explained what he's doing in text. I'll put a link for this site. This is his page here. He also did a Reddit post about it. So you can go and you can follow along on the whole build process here. Look at that. I don't know how much time this is taking, but this is insane. This is just outright insane. Look at that. Like a whole little... That thing there is just for gears. Pull that up, gears go up. Pull it down, gears go down. Frameshift drive here. This is probably for going straight into like frameshift drive jumping and going straight into Super Cruise if you want to. And he has landing gear. Oh, look at that. He has landing gear status LEDs. So when the landing gears are deployed, these 3 lights up. And of course they light up in the triangle, because what you would have if you had like an airplane, you would have indicator lights per sets of wheels. So when the wheels are locked in place, you would have an indicator for each of them, so you can see when each landing gear is lowered. Obviously, it doesn't work like that in Elite, but he still tried to emulate it. That is some really nice attention to detail that you've gone in and done that. And here we have another panel. There we have silent running under a protected momentary switch, it seems. We have ejecting a heatsink. Here we have his pips control. This is in power and heatsink management panel. Pips to system, engines, weapons, and of course balanced. We can see this is built for Elite. All of this up here at the top seems to be navigation. So we have maps. We have targeting here, highest threat, moving backward and forwards to hostile targets. And, oh, this is the front panel. This is right in front of him. Right. Of course, he has a panel dedicated just to wings and fighter management. Just to manage your fighters. So you can target your wingmans 1 to 3. You can tell your fighter to... this is ship-launched fighter, so this is for attack. This is for defend. And I'm not sure what this is. Follow, dock, and open up the orders menu, maybe. We have cargo management. We get a protected switch for ejecting all cargo, for deploying... deploy cargo scoop, of course. I think fuel scoop? Oh, and we have a co-pilot. Very nice. That's an amazing setup. Oh my god. And I love that it's purpose-built for Elite. That is well done. I'll be sure to post a link if you want to go and read up on this yourself. But oh god, I want to know how much time this took. And someday... I want to try and fly a cockpit like this. Just look at the whole thing. Oh god, that's insane. Next up here, we have another setup. I don't think we have a commander name on this one. No, we don't. Okay, but he's from Quebec. So from Commander in Quebec. And he says here that this is a... First of all, it's a custom desk he built himself. Dual monitor setup, of course, as we often see. And we're again running, say, Verbal Constellation Alpha with a CM2 throttle. Next to it, on desk mounts, we've got to come back to those in a second. And we have some Star Wars stuff going on here. Not Star Wars, sorry, it's Star Trek. Oh god, I'm gonna offend someone in the comment section now. No, I think that's Star Trek. Or is it? Oh god, I'm gonna get it wrong. Okay, don't burn me in the comment section. Sorry if I misidentified the ship. But the round disc and the nacelles, I think it's Star Trek. We got speakers, we got a phone holder here. He says that he's looking to get into some VR at some point, but doesn't have it yet. We have what a very nice rig, very nice looking rig. I like that. And I assume this is some model of something. I can't identify it, but looking at the stand here, it looks to be a display item of some sort. Very nice with that little headphone thing on the front of his case. A SecretLab chair. Very nice. And it looks like, because that is the Rode whatever thing, what's the PSA something to a whatever arm. Same arm I use for my microphone, so I know this one. And it looks like there's a second series setup here behind. You can actually see there's a second chair even behind him down here. Now I'm just guessing, but that would be a cool setup. Just like I do, I have my microphone hooked up to both of my machines so I can record on one PC and use it for Discord on the other, or both at the same time if I want to. So it splits out to both computers. If he does something similar here, that microphone is in a pretty optimal position that this arm, if you not like, it could go to one PC if he needs it there, or you could just swivel it around and it will be in a good position when he's using this one here. Now, the thing I want to get back to with these, because for a long time I've been considering trying to get some desk mounts or some chair mounts or something, but the thing I have is I often sit, right now when I'm sitting at my desk where I sit comfortably, I have the front of the armrest here is right up next to the tables. So having a HOTAS mounted here in front of the armrest, if you were to chair mount it, would mean I would have to get back about this far. It wouldn't be terrible. I could definitely play like this. That would definitely work. But I need to get further back than I usually do. The reason why I haven't gone and pulled the trigger on a set of desk mounts is because what do you do when you don't use it? That thing there looks like that from the joystick looks like that's terrible inconvenient when it comes to using the mouse. At least if I'm looking at where I would mount it, it would be right, just as you have here, right in front of my mouse pad. And so I would assume what you would have to do is take it off and move it to the side. So I've been considering if I could make like a rail system underneath the table so that you could slide it to the side when it's not in use, or something similar like that to get it out of the way easily. That's why I've been holding back, and I know there's a lot of really, really cool desk mount. Both Verbal have their own. I think it's called Monster Tech also has some that looks really nice as well. I would love to try it at some point, but for those of you guys who does use desk mounts, what do you do when you don't use it? Do you unclamp it and move it to the side, or is it just not an issue for you, or like what do you do? But I would love to hear your guys' recommendation in the comment section about this and your experiences with using desk mounts, because it's something I've been a little bit on the edge about whether it's something for me or not, and it's a relatively large investment to do something that you might not use at all. Or if there's someone out there from Whirlpool or Monster Tech, then call me. One final thing before we end. I still have a lot of submissions, and if your cockpit hadn't made it into a video yet, doesn't mean it's not going to. I'm gonna make more of these videos, and I'm gonna keep including more. So if you send in your cockpit, don't worry, I have it, and I might use it in a future video. And if you want to have a chance to have your own cockpit featured, then do send it to me. Send a little description of what you have, what's your situation. Send in a few pictures. You'll find my email in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.